welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing some planning together, and I'm going to be showing you my whole kind of planning for August setup. We're starting here. We're setting up the goals overview page, which you've probably seen already on Instagram. I didn't film all this first half of this video. Originally was just done for kind of photos, and I thought I'd maybe make some shorts from it. So it's a bit annoying at parts to watch. I did cut a lot of it out just because there was a lot of times when I hadn't got the book in the way of the camera, so that wasn't ideal, but I'm hoping it gives you some inspiration, and I thought it'd be nice to see the whole process start to finish. So today I'm going to be, as I say, talking you through a bit of planning process, sort of showing you what I do kind of to plan and set up the month ahead. And I also just want to talk to you about what's been going on, what we've got coming up, and some changes that we're making, some things we've got going on. Lots of hopefully exciting things coming in the next couple of months. So that would be really nice to give you a bit of an update. And also wanted to just talk a bit about kind of, what I was discussing a little bit on Instagram stories. If you caught my stories when I turned up on stories for the first time in absolute ages, and I was just telling you guys about how I'd be feeling a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit stressed out and struggling a little bit. I find this quite a difficult line to walk, to be honest, on social media, because when I see people complaining a lot, particularly with the small business owners, I actually find it a bit annoying, and I'm like, stop complaining, especially if if it looks like they're doing really well. I always just feel a bit like, you're doing really well, you have like a gorgeous studio and amazing business, why are you moaning? And but I don't want that to come at the expense of sort of my issues around seeing other people complaining. I don't want that to come at the expense of not being really honest about how to get through these difficult times or moments when you are finding things difficult, because I don't want to just sort of show up on social and be like, oh, everything's perfect and lovely all the time. And because it's often not. When we're trying to do things we've never done before, and chasing goals is often difficult, we come up against problems and troubles. And I just feel like it's just important to be honest. So we're going to try and walk that line today, and talk a bit about that. So I'm still here. I do jump around a lot in this video. I've started here to plan the first week of August. I always start by putting in the numbers, and as you can see, I did the monthly overview page. And can we all just take a moment to think about how beautiful the washi strips are in this planning kit? I'm using the subscription basically, and a couple of extra sheets which I'll show you as they come up. But one subscription pack. I'm not using any extras, so I want to show you as well what you can make just with one set, because you can plan out your whole month with one. You don't need more than one, basically, is what I'm trying to say. What's been going on? So I'm recording this on, what is the date today? I think it's the 22nd or the 21st or something like that. It's been very full on recently. We've had just quite a lot going on. As I mentioned over on Instagram, basically, if you don't know, I do work part-time 4 days a week, and that job became quite full on. It's still quite full on at the moment. A couple of people or someone left, and what it's like when you're a team, someone leaves and you have to kind of step up, which is okay. Always happy to jump in and help, but what it's meant is that you sort of end the day feeling absolutely drained, and like someone's just sort of like completely run your batteries down to zero because you've been so busy. And usually it's not quite like that. I usually have a bit left in the tank at the end of the day, and that means that I can continue to work on designs, do things for the business, and I just haven't been able to do as much, especially on an evenings and on weekends, as I would normally do, which has just meant that I've ended up like slowly things have got a little bit like behind, and things have been getting quite on top of me. And I've just been finding it a bit difficult, really. I've just been a bit exhausted, and it's just not kind of getting as ahead as I would want to be. And I think for me, that really, I'm quite aware of the fact that one of the things that I've had to get over in the past couple of years has been attaching a lot of my own sort of self-esteem, self-worth, I suppose, self-love to what I'm doing and what I'm achieving. And that was something that I had to really deal with and get over, especially in the past few years, kind of running your own business, especially when things don't kind of go so well. Like I was running it full time and then I had to go back to work, so that was just something that, you know, it was difficult for me and but it did sort of reveal a few demons that I had to deal with. Often when you go through something hard, there's, you know, you get an opportunity to grow through it and to address some things that you know, which may be holding you back. So that's been one thing. Just say we are now at the point of the video where we are moving on to part 2. So this is a lot better. this I've got the book in the right place most of the time in this. You will also notice there's a big gammy plaster on my hand. I did, the night before I filmed this, I did burn myself in the oven and it swelled up to a horrible blister straight away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, for goodness sake, I have to film tomorrow. This is not ideal. I thought having a plaster on my hand was better than seeing the horrible burn. But it is getting better. You'll be pleased to know. Okay, so I've kind of ended up doing this slightly the other way around, and I've ended up talking about dealing with difficulties before. I was going to do this sort of later on in the video. That's what I ended up talking about now. I've already gone off script. But actually this kind of leads into my sort of approach really to planning, because things were just, as I say, feeling like really, really overwhelming. And often when you're in overwhelm, you can't get out of it. You just like spiral and spiral and spiral. You feel worse about yourself. You feel more stressed and overwhelmed, and there's more things that end up on your list and more things you don't feel you're getting on top of, so you just end up feeling worse about yourself. This whole big like negative spiraling downwards. So in order to get out of that spiral upwards again, I just felt like we needed to have a bit of a change. And it kind of came at a time when me and my mum Lynn, who works with me, like my business partner, we were sort of saying, you know, I think we need to make some changes. Anyway, so we kind of came up with this, we planned out to the end of the year what I was going to, where we needed to be, basically a bunch of deadlines for getting things done. And which in itself made me certainly feel so much better. We've started using Asana, just the free version between the two of us, really just as a place to make notes. Because one of the things that we would often do is we'd bring our planners along to a monthly meeting that we always have, make a bunch of notes, and then we'd kind of then get to the next monthly meeting, we'd look back at our notes the previous month and be like, oh, there's a ton of stuff on here that we haven't done or we've forgotten about. So I feel like having that being a bit more visible will be helpful. And also, you know, sometimes we talk about stuff all the time on the phone, then we'll like have a discussion about something or text each other about something, and then we'll forget to write it down somewhere, and then a month later, like, oh, you remember when we were talking about this? So yeah, now we're using Asana and we planned out the rest of the year and some deadlines in that. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm firstly laying out all my number stickers. So this is the first thing I always do, is pop in the numbers. I like to be a bit creative as well, actually, when I lay all of this out, and just try a few different things. On the previous one I was using those scallops, so we do that sheet of scallops actually comes separately, scallop corners, but you get lots of flags and tabs in with the on the flags and tabs sheet as well. So we do some foiled and some not foiled, and I think this is all looking super pretty already. But yeah, planning out the basic things that I'm going to be working on in August. So if you know kind of broadly what your deadlines are for things, then you can start to like plan backwards and go, right, these weekends I'm going to be working on different things. So that's mainly what I'm doing in this video today, is setting up the basics. I don't plan out like, these aren't going to be like perfect done planner spreads by the end, because I don't have all of the information. I don't know specifically what actions I need to take on which days yet. I'm still making this in July, and also I do like to keep some bits and pieces back to do each week, because like I don't want future Rebecca to miss out on using all of the like pretty stickers. I don't want to have all of the fun right now, but getting some basic layouts done is super helpful, and it's always really nice when you open up your planners for the new week that you've made a few weeks ago as well, actually, and you go, oh yeah, I completely forgot that I'd done that. That looks really nice. So yeah, I mean, as you watch this video, actually you might kind of go through and be like, oh, that looks terrible, she's made a real hash of that. And there are a few moments actually in this where I make a real hash of a few things. So there are some things hopefully it'll give you some inspiration, but hopefully you'll also like see a few things I've done really badly and go, yep, definitely not going to do that in my planner. Yeah, anyway, so where was I? I feel like this has ended up quite rambly. I apologise in advance. Well, anyway, new approach. So yeah, so that was the first thing we did. We planned out the rest of the year in Asana to make ourselves feel a bit better, and because we've got some quite tight deadlines, it's the reason why some of the collections more recently have been, I'd say, a bit smaller. One of the things that I've had to drop a couple of times, and I feel bad because it's always the thing that gets dropped, is the gratitude kit. So just because for some reason, I don't know why, it just takes me so long to do it, and that's always the thing that I run out of time on. But I mean, hopefully we will be able to do it in maybe in September, October, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, just being a bit more strict about, because I get into my creative bubble and I'm like, oh, but I want to do this. And I'm like, if you've not got time to do it, just don't have time to do it. So trying to prioritize what's really important. One thing to say as well, just to divert, is you'll notice that the days of the week stickers there, if you're familiar with us, are a little bit different. We have done a bit of a reformat on those. Made them slightly smaller. They still cover up perfectly all of the days of the week. They also fit vertical planners as well, so they are just under 1.5 inches wide. But I quite like the shape of those because they just, the other ones are very square, and if you didn't line them up straight or perfectly straight, it was a bit difficult to for them to look good. But these are a bit more flexible, so you don't need to worry too much about getting them perfectly straight. So the other thing that I'm going to use in these spreads is our journal kit. So I thought I'd give you some ideas for how you can use some of these journaling kit elements in your planners. This spread here, I decided to go full on orange. One of the things I love about doing multicolored collections like this is so that you can you can create things which all look really different and really unique even within one collection. So yeah, I'm going full on orange in this spread. So we've got a couple of those journaling pieces there. We've got a little torn strip that I'm going to put at the top, which I thought looked really good. And also, you see, I've peppered throughout what came with the appreciation collection was our little gratitude prompts, which I've peppered through on each page of this. And I thought it'd be really nice to, when you open up a new page, to write down on that week one of the things that you feel grateful for in one of the area prompts, so that you can open up, you can have a look, you can then think about something you're grateful for, whether it's about your job, your friends, your home, your health, or anything like that. I thought that'd be a really nice little addition in there. So getting back to what I was talking about. This was such a good idea at the time, but I'm not. Anyway, never mind. We're going to carry on. So some changes in what's coming up. So yeah, as I said, we're really working on kind of getting ahead, and we've planned out for the rest of the year. There's been a few things that we've been toying with doing as well, which we've decided to do, which firstly is to move away from making things to order. So at the moment we pretty much make everything to order. We sometimes make a few of something, but we have so many designs now, it's becoming a bit more difficult to do that. And just the way things are, we've grown, which is awesome. It's just becoming a bit more tricky to do that now. And it's really important to me that, especially for mum, that we run this to have a good lifestyle. And one of the things is that my dad actually works, he does like 4 on 4 off shift work. So she tries to put in her days off around when he's off. So it's not like, it's why, and obviously I work on weekends mainly. So we're not really like a Monday to Friday business at all. being able to have that bit more flexibility for her, really, in terms of, you know, having days where she can just do work, and then having days where she can have a bit more time off is really important. So yeah, so we're moving towards this model of just making a certain amount of something and then that being it, which is actually what we used to do. If you have been following us for a while and you saw some of the original studio vlogs, you will have seen me running what I used to call the sticker factory, because I used to make all the stickers here and then I would post them up, and that's what we used to do. It's how we used to run it, and yeah, that worked for a while. So we're sort of almost going back to that, but all of the equipment is now in the Northern Studio. I've got nothing down here now. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. It means that once we've sort of sold out something, that'll be it, really. And rather than having the collections just available for a couple of months, which we do now, and then I say I'm going to take them off the website, and then I end up like sometimes conveniently forget. I just get really attached to everything that I make, and I love it all so much. I'm like, what if somebody wants it? So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make that change, and I think that will be a lot better. Well, we'll just see how it goes. You know, you've got to try these things. This, by the way, I make a real hash of this, sticking this down here. The sticker, I pulled the sticker off, it all curled up and it pulled some of it off. I think I fix it later, but yeah, I had a real hash of that. So yeah, we're going to try it, and I think you do have to sort of make some changes when you feel like it. The other thing we are going to do starting from September is the subscription is now going to be completely exclusive to all the sticker sheets are going to be completely exclusive to the subscription. So if you want, and that means the planning kit and the additional stickers that come with it are only going to be in that form in the subscription. This is very wordy for me. Yeah, so that's quite a big change. Again, I've been quite nervous about doing this because, as I say, I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm like, oh, I really only want to have it available as a subscription. But I think, again, it's time, and it's just about making what's on the website a slightly smaller selection of things, and to make things a little bit easier for us as well. We may well bring them back at a later time. What I would like to do, if you guys are up for this, is we obviously have what's on the website quite seasonal, and then for previous collections, I'd really love to get you guys involved in voting for what you'd like to see us bring back. So we've now been doing this, making a lot more designs every single month, I'd say, really from like July last year. It's been a year, so I would love to be able to sort of, like, I'm thinking about, like, last August we had the Glow collection. It'd be really cool to bring that back at some point, if you want us to bring it back. If that's the one that you vote for us to make and bring back, then we'll do that. So yeah, I just want it to be around what you want as well, and what you would like to see in the shop. So yeah, let me know what you think to all of that. I know that I've given you a lot of information, a lot to take in this video, so a lot of change coming. But yeah, like I said, I think you've got to try these things. So yeah, subscription will be totally exclusive, and you can buy, the way I say subscription, but you can of course buy it as a one-off. It'll still be worth the same, still worth about £25 at least, and we sell it as one-off for £18.50, or you can get it as a rolling subscription for £12.95. And as you can see from this, you can pretty much, I've used the journaling kit and a couple of other add-on sheets, but you can get a whole month out of it, which is great. So yeah. The next thing I'm just doing here is popping in the moon phases. And yeah, we've got these new moon phase scripts as well, which have the new moon and full moon script stickers on them. So you can pair those up with the moon phases that you get as part of because we do the moons in the subscription on page 1, and I also got a separate sheet for like the foiled ones as well. So I usually use the foiled ones, these ones I'm using here, in the weekly spreads, and then I use the moons on the monthly overview. So yeah, this I think this looks really nice. Also, look at how cool this orange page is looking. I really like this one. Yeah, just shows what you can do with just one colour. Yeah, I think it's looking really great. So yeah, so that is what I am up to at this bit. So yeah, got in our new moon, full moon, and all the moon phases in between. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of what else we have coming up, a couple of things. We are going to be doing the 12 days of Christmas again. Yay! I know that I keep seeing a lot of people already like advertising, getting people to sign up for their sort of like their advent. I mean, ours is slightly different. It's 12 days of Christmas, but I feel like this is way too early. We will be opening it for pre-orders in September, which I feel like is early enough. But it will be similar to last year in that it's more of it's not like an advent. So you open it, you start it on Christmas Day, and it goes up to 6th of January, or 5th of January rather. And yeah, you get something to open each day. I think we'll probably keep it. I mean, so it's going to be a new theme. So last year's theme was Wildest Dreams and was all about goal setting and really setting those big, audacious goals for the year ahead. This theme we are going to be talking about, it's called Level Up, and we're going to be talking about forming new habits for the new year. So yeah, it's going to be very focused around that. You can check out what came if you are curious and want to know more. I did a bunch of videos around the 12 days of Christmas, so I do like content that sits around it with like tips on how to use the different things that have come in the different days. It's like both educational and fun. So like that's one of the things that I want to do. There's a lot that's going to come in there, which is just going to be purely like fun stationery items and just gorgeous things, and there'll be a few things in there as well, accompanied with videos which are around just helping us to improve and keep growing, because that's what we are all about. We're about the functional and the fun. No, that's not good. We're not about the functional and the fun. No, scratch that. No, we're about creating really nice things which also help you to grow and develop and help us to achieve our goals. And the functional, God, this is why I should be completely scripted whenever I film anything. We've got that coming up. So yeah, let me know, hit me up on Instagram or send me a message if you got it last year and you have any feedback that you want to incorporate into it. It'll probably be, I think we're going to keep the price really similar and all of that. So so it's because I think, to be honest, I think there's a lot of advent calendars out there that are crazy expensive. So, but ours is not an advent calendar, but it's not going to be crazy expensive. So we are coming to the end, I believe, of this video now. And I am just adding in some final kind of foils and finishing touches. Like I said, these aren't complete plans because I like to go back in and actually at the start of each week add my own little bits and pieces in, add my own scripts in. We've got a whole bunch of new icon stickers as well, which are really fun to use. Got new headphones, trainers, which are great for like tracking your habits or just prompting you to go out and do some of those really healthy habits. So yeah, and also the New Day quotes, I've actually used a couple of those in here as well. This font is really like versatile, it really matches in with pretty much anything, and I just thought it was like a really nice addition to use some of these in here. I didn't do any extra quotes for this month, so yeah, definitely check out those New Day ones if you want to add a few extra quotes into your plans. I obviously love quotes and affirmations, stick them absolutely everywhere as you would fully expect. So they're a great addition to have in here, but mainly that's the only thing we use from other packs in this video, I'd say. So we use pretty much everything from the subscription. We also used some of the bits and pieces from the journaling kit and a couple of extra corner scallops, the days of the week, and also the additional foiled circles as well. We added in, and we used as well those moon phase stickers. So I will link all of the things that we've used in this in the video. If you want to see the kind of like the final finished versions of this, then definitely make sure you're following on Instagram. I will try to remember I usually post up pictures of how my planner is looking each week, so hopefully give you a bit more inspiration, some ideas, so you'll be able to see the completed thing. I cannot believe I have not stopped talking for 24 minutes. That must be a record. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this. I hope you've enjoyed listening in and watching along this video. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Helps us get it out there to more people and helps us grow, so that'd be awesome. And let me know in the comments if you have any feedback, if you would love to see more of these videos, and just generally what you would like to see on the channel. That helps me so much because I can't talk to you in real life in person. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.